Under the city of Naples, Italy, a giant is waking up. Campi Flegrei, a supervolcano that erupted 39,000 years ago, is sending out restless signals again. And in the past few days, the region has been rocked by a series of short, dense, and alarming earthquakes. A seismic swarm that has scientists staring at their monitors without blinking. In 1 week alone, the region was rocked by 135 earthquakes, including one that shocked the residents of Pozzuoli. This phenomenon is no longer an ordinary occurrence. There is a pattern, there is pressure. Something is moving beneath the surface. That week, INGV instruments recorded 135 tremors. Most were small, but their number indicated abnormal pressure. A seismic swarm, a series of consecutive earthquakes, suddenly occurred in the Pozzuoli-Cigliano area. A seismic swarm is a series of earthquakes in quick succession. Typically, swarms occur when hot fluids, steam, superheated water, or magma move beneath the surface. In Campi Flegrei, these earthquakes are no ordinary earthquakes. Many originate at depths of less than 3 kilometers, right in a fragile zone that has been experiencing continuous ground uplift or bradycism for hundreds of years. This time, the intensity has increased. The frequency is dense. Underground fissures are becoming more active. The areas most affected by this activity are Pozzuoli, Solfatara, and the area around the port. Residents hear booms, short tremors, and some even report creaking walls. The Solfatara area, already known for its fumaroles and fragile soil, is emitting warmer gas than usual. At several points, ground deformation sensors are registering increasing uplift. Imagine a city slowly bulging as if something is pushing from beneath. The volcanology team is noticing a pattern that cannot be ignored. The temperature of underground gases is rising. Pressure in shallow reservoirs is rising. Microcracks are forming and widening. Earthquake waves indicate fluid movement. What's making experts increasingly wary is the change in the earthquake's character, from dry earthquakes to softer ones, an indication that hot fluid is starting to force its way through. And as this fluid rises, it can weaken the overlying rock. Campi Flegrei isn't a single cone volcano. It's a giant caldera more than 12 kilometers in diameter. Beneath it lies a complex magma system. Layers of old magma, pockets of young magma, and high-pressure hydrothermal zones. Imagine a huge sponge deep down filled with hot gas and viscous magma. As pressure increases, this sponge expands, and the city of Naples sits right on top of it. Since the 1950s, Campi Flegrei has experienced hundreds of centimeters of uplift, but in recent years, the rate has increased. Not all seismic swarms result in eruptions, but at Campi Flegrei, each swarm provides an important signal. The pressure underground hasn't stabilized. Gas finds its way out through tiny cracks, steam is released, and the pressure drops. People feel the earthquake, but nothing more. If the cracks fail to withstand the pressure, the rock zone could collapse and gas and magma could rise faster than scientists expect. This is a scenario everyone wants to avoid. Residents in Pozzuoli have lived with these tremors for years, but this swarm is more intense. There is fear, but also a sense of resignation, because this is their home. Some schools have suspended activities. Warning sirens are retesting. The government is strengthening evacuation routes. Campi Flegrei is not just a geological threat, it is part of everyday life, a paradox between natural beauty and latent danger. Campi Flegrei is a reminder that the Earth is not a dead rock. It is alive, it breathes, and sometimes it writhes with a power we cannot imagine. This latest seismic swarm is not the end of the story. It is the next chapter in the long saga of Italy's supervolcanoes, which continued to test human resilience. Until this giant fully awakens, we can only observe, learn, and prepare. Because when Campi Flegrei speaks, the world listens. Seismicity in the Phlegrean fields decreased slightly, with 135 earthquakes with a maximum magnitude of 2.9 and one cluster of earthquakes detected in the week between October 13 and 19, 2025. This emerges from the latest weekly bulletin published by the INGV Vesuvian Observatory. Seismicity remains high, although decreasing compared to the previous week, when 166 tremors with a maximum magnitude of 2.5 were recorded. Bradysotrophic uplift remains stable at a rate of 15 plus or minus 3 millimeters per month, as do geochemical parameters, confirming the long-term trend, with the Pisciarelli fumaroles recording an average temperature of approximately 94 degrees Celsius. The earthquakes that occurred in the last 7 days at Campi Flegrei are therefore of moderate magnitude. However, based on the data collected, the INGV has ruled out significant short-term developments. From October 13th to 19th, the INGV recorded 135 earthquakes with magnitudes between 0.0 and 2.9 in Campi Flegrei. Of these, 50 were recorded during a 0.0 to 2.9 magnitude earthquake in the Pozzuoli-Cigliano area that began at 10:53 p.m. on October 18, 2025 and continued until midnight on October 19, 2025, resulting in a magnitude 2.9 earthquake. The seismic swarm then continued until 2:39 p.m. on October 20, 2025, with another 41 earthquakes reaching a maximum magnitude of 2.5, which will be counted in the next weekly bulletin. As usual, the tremors had shallow depths, typical of bradysotrophic seismicity, which is caused by ground-level rise, not by fault activation. Hypocenters were typically detected at depths between 0.77 kilometers and 2.97 kilometers.